Okay. Sorry, 1 second. Oh yeah, yeah. Can everybody see my screen?
Sure.
All right. Okay. So I'm discussing or presenting product owner as a role in Scrum, and who or what is a product owner. So one of the first things I realized in researching is the answer to that question doesn't actually answer a who, is more of a position than an actual person most of the time. So a product owner is a person dedicated to maximizing the value of a product. To do this, product owners develop a vision of how the product should function, define specific product features, and break those features into product backlog items for the Scrum team to work on. They act as a liaison between business stakeholders, Scrum team members, and the end users until the final product is completed. So basically, the product owner is the champion of the product vision. And as Coach Tony was talking about earlier, goes between the stakeholders, the team members, is the one that communicates between all the parties to get the work done.
Yep.
Okay, so product owner responsibilities: define product features and goals, collect feedback from end users and stakeholders, ensure the team follows guidelines, oversee product development, manage the product backlog, create user stories, develop backlog items. So first one is defining and managing the product backlog. The product owner creates and maintains the product backlog, which is a prioritized list of features, enhancements, bug fixes, and other tasks. They ensure the backlog is clear, transparent, and up to date. The product owner works with stakeholders to gather requirements and translates them into backlog items. We've already seen what a product backlog looks like. It's like a to-do list. So the product owner works with the stakeholders to gather requirements and translates them into backlog items. Second is prioritizing the backlog. The product owner prioritizes the backlog items based on business value, customer needs, and market conditions. They make decisions on what the development team will work on in the next sprint, ensuring that the highest value items are worked on first. Defining user stories and acceptance criteria. The product owner writes detailed stories that define the functionality from an end user perspective. They specify acceptance criteria for each user story to ensure the development team knows when a feature is complete. So basically, the product owner translates the user's perspective as well. Stakeholder communication. The product owner acts as the primary point of contact between the development team and stakeholders, which is also customers management, marketing, and so on and so forth. They gather feedback, manage expectations, and ensure the development aligns with the business strategy and market needs. So from this, we see that as a product owner, they have to have strong communication skills because they are the ones that everybody talks to get their points aired and to get their points get the work done. Sorry. Okay, so participating in Scrum events, sprint planning, sprint reviews, sprint retrospective, daily Scrum. Right, Coach Twain has already said most of that, but still, sprint planning, the product owner collaborates with the Scrum team to set the sprint goal and decide which backlog items will be part of the next sprint. The sprint review, they present the completed work to stakeholders and gather feedback. Sprint retrospective, they may participate in discussing the team's performance and identifying improvements. Daily Scrum, the product owner doesn't usually attend daily stand-ups but can participate if necessary. Ensuring value delivery. The product owner is accountable for ensuring that each increment of the product delivers real value to customers and the business. They continuously evaluate if the product is meeting market needs and make adjustments based on feedback. Decision making. The product owner has the final say on product related decisions, such as whether to release a feature or change its scope. They balance business needs with technical constraints, ensuring team builds feasible and valuable solutions. So, from my research, one of the strongest skills that a product owner has to have is communication skills and decision making skills, because they go between the stakeholders and the team to make sure that the product comes out right. So they are the ones that are interpreting the ideas of the stakeholders and also interpreting what the team is doing. So they have to have very strong communication skills so that there are no mistakes. Okay, so product owners create, manage, and utilize various documents to ensure successful product development and delivery. Here are the key documents they typically work with. First one is product vision document, and the purpose of this is describes the long-term goal and overarching purpose of the product, the content, the vision statement, target audience, key features, differentiators, and competitors' business objectives. Second one is the product roadmap. The purpose of this is a high-level visual summary outlining the product's direction over time, and the content, timelines, milestones, releases, and key features planned for future iterations. Third one is product backlog. The purpose of this is a prioritized list of features, functionalities, and tasks to be developed. The content of this, user stories, epics, bugs, and technical tasks, all ranked in order of importance. Sprint backlog is the fourth one, and the purpose of this is a subset of the product's backlog containing items to be completed during a sprint. And the content of this is specific user stories, tasks, and items, and the team commits to completing in the sprint. So basically, the sprint backlog is like a breakdown of the product backlog so that things can be done faster and things can be tracked. The fifth one is user stories, and the purpose of this describes features from the perspective of the end user. Content, a format typically like as a type of user, I want some of this, I want that, so for that reason, blah, blah, blah. Sixth one, acceptance criteria. The purpose of this, it defines the conditions that the product or feature must meet to be considered complete. And the content is a checklist of specific requirements outlining what needs to be satisfied for a user story to be done. Seventh one is the definition of done, which was mentioned earlier, but the purpose is a shared understanding within the team of what is required for a product increment to be considered complete. And the contents of this specific conditions, code testing, documentation, and so on, that must be met before calling a feature done. The eighth one is the release plan. The purpose of this, a plan detailing when new product features or updates will be made available to customers. The contents, release dates, feature sets, resource allocation, and dependencies. The customer feedback report. The purpose of this is it captures feedback from customers and users to inform product decisions. The content, survey results, usage data, customer reviews, and direct feedback. 10th one is the stakeholder communication plan. The purpose of this is a structured approach for keeping stakeholders informed about the product's progress. And the contents, meeting schedules, reporting formats, and responsibilities for providing updates. The 11th one is the competitive analysis document. It helps in understanding competitors' products and how the product can differentiate itself. The contents, feature comparison, market positioning, pricing strategies, and competitive advantages. In my mind, it's like WhatsApp and Telegram. Anyway, personal profiles, purpose helps the team understand the target users' needs, behaviors, and goals. The contents of this is detailed descriptions of archetypical users, including demographics, needs, pain points, and usage patterns. Last two, the metrics and analytics reports monitors product performance through key performance indicators, KPIs, and data analysis. The content, usage stats, churn rates, feature adoption metrics, customer satisfaction scores, and so on. And the last one is the risk management plan. Purpose is it identifies potential risks that could affect product development and delivery. And the list of risks, mitigation strategies, and contingency plans are the contents. The product owners don't necessarily create all these documents themselves, but they ensure their creation, their updates, and the proper use by the team. Thank you very much. Does anyone have any questions?
Excellent. That's wonderful. Well done.
Thank you.
Okay, so what do you think about product owner roles, ZAKU, when you were doing your research? What did you learn? What did you think?
Okay, so basically, like the two things that stood out for me was one, their communication game has to be very strong. The decision game also has to be very strong because if the product owner misrepresents the ideas of the stakeholders or the user or the customer to the team, then the product is going to come out horrible. It's not going to be what they want. So that's one of the things that struck me as it's like the product owner is like the what's the this thing now, the executive in Princeton, because
Yeah,
it's them that have the ideas. They're the ones that portray whatever it is going to be done. So if they don't portray the right thing, the product's going to be compromised, and then that's going to be a waste of time and waste of resources. So that's one thing that struck me basically in my research.
yeah.